Who are you? Have you genuinely answered this question for yourself? If you have not, then who or what is practicing magic? Who is it that seeks to learn? Who desires one outcome over another, and on what basis are those preferences formed? And what of the universe? Do you understand how it operates? Do you know the laws and principles by which reality is governed? Do you know how the universe came into being, or how order arises from apparent chaos? Do you understand your relationship to it? And finally, what of magic itself? Do you know what magic actually is? Do laws and principles govern it, or is it chaotic, mystical, random, and fundamentally inexplicable? Where would you even go to seek reliable answers to these questions, and whose authority would you trust? The truth is that these three domains, the self, the universe, and magic, are inseparable. You cannot meaningfully understand or master one without understanding the others. This work is not about collecting identities, symbols, or spells, nor about shaping oneself around intoxicating ideas. It is about the construction of conscious agency, the development of the operator who can understand and apply the laws of reality to deliberately restructure their life. The universe is a rational, closed system governed by eternal and immutable principles. Magic, properly understood, is the most ancient and sophisticated spiritual technology for producing change within that system by working with those laws rather than denying them. If the universe is rational, then the science and art of shaping it must also be rational. Magic must obey causality and reason. If it did not, then rituals, spells, and practices would be meaningless, producing arbitrary and inconsistent outcomes, rendering the entire discipline redundant. Given the degree of power involved in any genuine technology of change, there exists a narrow boundary between reason and unreason, sanity and delusion, self-realization and self-deception. Empyrean Dragon Magick Academy is not a fantasy school. Here, myth is treated as a tool for self-realization, not as an object of belief or a means of escapism. We study self-realization precisely to avoid ego inflation, narcissism, self-importance, and delusions of grandeur. We examine the knowledge encoded in symbols to induce measurable changes in behavior, perception, and cognition, not to collect, worship, or aestheticize them. Belief-based metaphysics are actively discouraged within this academy. In their place, we emphasize logic, reason, and rational intuition as the primary pillars of understanding. Any form of magical thinking that bypasses causality, discipline, effort, or time, any promise of effortless wealth or instant transformation, falls outside the scope of this system. This academy is not about telling stories. It is about using myth and narrative as structured systems for individuation and psychological integration. If you aim to feel special, chosen, or favored by gods or entities, then your orientation is already misaligned with the values and intent of this work. Our approach to symbols, across all esoteric traditions, is to treat them as interfaces of representation, not as operators. Each symbol encodes vast amounts of information. Our task is to extract that information and integrate it consciously into our internal system. What value does a symbol have if its data is never decoded or embodied? A sigil, a god name, a planetary hour, or a ritual form possesses no inherent power. Its efficacy depends entirely on the nervous system, attention, and will of the operator who carries it. If a symbol holds no lived meaning for you, if it does not reorganize perception, emotion, or behavior, it is functionally inert. Magic, therefore, demands systems thinking. It requires understanding how the mind, the autonomous agent capable of generating change within itself and its immediate space-time environment, actually operates. There is no place here for fantasy or belief except as deliberate tools. Any school that indulges fantasy, even subtly, cannot produce practitioners capable of sustained influence. At best, it produces enthusiasts. At worst, it produces delusion, and the modern world already suffers from an excess of that. This academy exists to train operators, individuals capable of acting coherently within themselves, and, as a result, effectively within the world. Whether this mission succeeds is my responsibility as a teacher. Your responsibility is to think critically, research independently, integrate what serves you, and discard what does not. This is why dismantling romantic illusions about magic from the outset is essential, and why training awareness, attention, reason, and discipline, rather than belief, ritual theatrics, or wishful thinking, is the true axis of power. Earlier, I referred to a fundamental mistake, the substitution of representation for operation. What does this mean? When symbols are mistaken for the processes they represent and causal agency is attributed to them rather than to the operator, the practitioner disconnects from meaning, mechanism, and information. What follows is irrational symbolic worship, and eventually, delusion. In ineffective magical systems, symbols are treated as causes rather than interfaces. A sigil is believed to act by virtue of its shape alone. A name of power is assumed to compel reality merely through invocation. A ritual is thought to work simply because it has been performed, rather than because it has reorganized cognition, perception, and behavior. This is the core error. Representation replaces operation. For magic to function and produce desired results, the substrate of the psyche must first be reconfigured. Cognition, perception, and behavior must be deliberately structured so that the resulting space-time reality aligns with the intended outcome. Any attempt to directly manipulate the external world without first restructuring the internal one is misaligned and inevitably delays results. A musical score produces no sound unless a trained musician performs it. In the same way, a symbol produces no change unless it is carried by a nervous system capable of sustained attention, emotional regulation, and consistent action over time. The information encoded in a symbol must be translated through the appropriate internal channels. We will study symbols and their philosophical foundations in depth in later lessons. For now, the purpose of this text is simply to clarify the nature of this academy, what it is and what it is not. Here, magic is inseparable from psychology, systems thinking, and rational inquiry. Myth is examined as a metaphor, not an ontology. Ritual is analyzed as behavioral technology, not supernatural theater. Belief is treated as a variable to be investigated, not a virtue to be defended. This does not mean that myth, symbol, or ritual are rejected. It means they are subordinated to the structure. They are tools, not truths, interfaces, not engines. They exist to serve the operator, not the ego.